up on your knee, just T for two and a two for tea, just me for you and you for me.
Hello, darlings. Welcome back to Tea Time with Mrs. Washington. That was a good one. So, it's just getting smoother and smoother the more I drink it. The topic for today is regarding cis men who believe that women should be with them. Women who have trans identifying boyfriends. Why the fuck? Why? Why would we want to be with a trans man if we could be with a real man? I'm gonna tell you how it is. If you want to know, and you're cis and you're listening in, sissies, cis men. Okay, here we go. First, I'm going to tell you why I'm not into cis men. And for all of the trans men who are potentially watching this, or girlfriends of trans men, you're going to be like, Jesus Christ, laundry list of items there. Actually, you know what? If you're listening to this and you're like, what the fuck is cisgendered? I mean, we're living in 2018 now. You have Google, you can figure it out. But I'm going to tell you right now anyways, just in case. You don't have Google. But you should, because you're fucking on YouTube. But anyways, cisgendered. What does that mean? Basically, it's men, if we're talking about men in particular. They're people, men who are male born. They come out of the womb and they are male in every possible way, and they identify with being male in every possible way, and they are binary. Non-binary is everything outside of the typical male and typical female. You've got the square box with the square man, and he fits perfectly into that box. You've got the round box with the round female, and she fits perfectly into that box. They're perfectly conditioned by society, and everything appears to be hunky-dory because everything fits into your little boxes. Anyone who's non-binary says, I don't fit into the box, I have other ways of being, other ways of living. They're usually more colorful. They're usually more flamboyant. They're usually more stylish. I could go on. Anyways, yeah. So cis men. Cis men are basically male-born people who identify with being male, and they've got all the bits, and they are conditioned accordingly. No reason to look outside of the box. I found my box, and it fits me just great. That's that. Binary. So, why I'm not into cis men? There's so many different reasons. But one of the reasons why I'm not into cis men is because of the way that cis men have been conditioned to think. How they've been conditioned to act. How they've been conditioned to react. And how they've been conditioned to interact in society. That is a cisgendered male thing. Women put up with it. Some women like it. I'm not one of those women. It turns me off. Everything about the way that cisgendered men, the way that they've been conditioned, it's not nice. And it's the majority of men out there. There are always exceptions to the rule, but I'm not talking about the exceptions to the rule. So if you're watching the video and you're an exception to the rule, don't apply this to you, because you're better than that. The way that cis men smell. There's so many different ways that they can smell. They can smell clean, they can smell not. But cis men have pheromones. They come in all different scents and aromas and whatever else, depending on the male. There's so many different types. I don't like any of them. I haven't found any male pheromones that really fucking do it for me coming off of cis men. It's the opposite. I've had girlfriends who are with their partners or who are having affairs or whatever else, and they smell certain pheromones on men and it drives them fucking crazy. That's never, ever, ever, ever in my life in my case. And yeah, maybe there's one cis man out there in some far corner of the world that, you know, smells like unicorn breath. But I'm not holding out for that man. I'm not looking for him. I have no interest in him. I found my man, as far as I'm concerned. And, I mean, another thing is that because no matter how fully transitioned a trans man can get, he'll never smell like a cis man. And thank all the gods in heaven and in hell's half acre that that's the case. Because the pheromones are just going to be different. Even if you're taking male hormones, as a trans man, transitioning or transgendered, your scent is just going to be different. It's going to be, as far as I'm concerned, exponentially better than a cis man's scent. So that's a big one. Another thing about cis men I'm not into. I'm revolted by their junk. The Frank and Beans combo, it's not doing it for me. When it's attached to a homegrown cis man, it's just, can't stand the look of it. Not into the way it feels. But interestingly, I'm into it when it comes to my man. And I think especially why I'm into the junk of my man and not a cis man is because it's not attached to a cis man's body and mind. Crucial. These are big things. In regards to cis men thinking that I should be with them as opposed to being with my transitioning boyfriend, this is what it sounds like. Well, maybe not exactly like this, but this is what it sounds like in my mind when I hear it, whether it's online or in person.
Oh, well, I don't understand why you would want to be with a trans man when you could have a real man. I don't understand why women would want to be with butch women who look like men when they could just have an actual man. I mean, we have all the goods. We have all the real things. Why would you want to just play around with a plastic dick? I just don't understand it. I can't wrap my brain around it. I mean, I could be your man. I could be your boyfriend. Why wouldn't you choose me?
Because of all the things that just came out of your mouth, for one. Because the reason why I don't want to be with the cis man and why I'm choosing to be with my trans man is because trans men, as far as I'm concerned, are the 2.0 of cis men. They're the next level of man. This is Darwinism in its finest hour. Old version, dying out, becoming obsolete. Women losing interest in the same old bullshit that's always risen to the surface. And the new version helping us as women recognize that we deserve better. I'm getting with the times, so I know what's good. So I'm going for what's good. I have standards, and I'm not going to have those standards met with an old model. So evolve or die, basically. That's the end of that video. Peace out, motherfuckers. Have a lovely day.
Can't you see how happy we